Welcome back. The summer driving season is getting launched, and gasoline prices, of course, continue to soar across the country with more demand and tightened supply. What are the prospects for gasoline prices retreating from their current levels? Let's bring in Roger McKnight, Chief Petroleum Analyst at Enpro International and an expert, of course, in exactly this topic. Roger, great to see you. Before we get to our screens of gasoline prices around the country as of now, or as of what you expect them to be this coming week, what kind of summer is it going to be for gasoline prices? Are motorists going to get any relief from these current levels?
I can't see any relief coming in the short term. It's a supply-demand imbalance. We got very, very tight supply of crude and on all refined products. Yet demand, the demand rate is starting to increase again for all refined products, especially jet fuel. So unless there's a sudden evaporation of demand, I can't see prices retreating anytime soon over the next 2 months.
Okay, let's go to the screens that our viewers are very familiar with. Every time we talk to Roger, we go across the country to major Canadian cities and check in on his forecast for gasoline prices. I won't read all these numbers, but Roger, you know what they say. Prices going up by 3 cents in Vancouver, 5 cents in Calgary, 5 cents in Regina, and 5 cents in Winnipeg. Tell us the theme that's running through those numbers.
Well, it's a supply situation. We've got such a very inventories dropped again with EIA with crude now 15% below the 5-year average. You got gasoline, which should be pretty well level, is 10% below the 5-year average, and the family of distillates is down 23%. So you got to look to the refining system. Can they boost up refining? No. You've got the average. The Midwest and Gulf Coast, those are the real refining hubs in the U.S. are running at 96%. So what are they supposed to do? Unless you start importing gasoline, wouldn't that be ridiculous?
And then we saw those Eastern numbers as well. Now, it's different refineries serving the Eastern market, but is it the same dynamic, stretched refining capacity?
It's not stretched refining capacity. In the U.S. Northeast, they're almost looking at rationing gasoline and diesel because the inventories are at about a 30-year low. So, and they also run off Brent crude, whereas prices west of Thunder Bay run off WCS. So the situation is not looking very good at all. If you start talking about rationing, we're in serious trouble here.
Politicians are under pressure to do something, and I think a lot of average voters expect politicians to do something. What realistically can politicians do or governments do to bring down these prices?
No, they could look at the tax structure. I'm always fascinated with the HST. Pricing is like a train. You have the crude at the start, and then you have the various cars, the various taxes that come along, provincial, federal, excise, carbon. But the caboose of the whole train is the HST, because that's not a fixed rate, it's a percentage. So they can certainly cap the price at which HST is charged at, say, I don't know, $1.50 a liter versus $2.12 we're sitting at now. That would save about 8 cents a liter just overnight. But you have to have cooperation with the HST is a federal provincial agreement, if you like.
Right.
And there has to be cooperation on both sides. I can't see that happening.
In Ontario, the government before the election, the Conservative government, which of course has now been re-elected, pledged that it would reduce the gasoline tax by 5.7 cents per litre and the fuel tax by 5.3 cents per litre for a period of 6 months. Do those sound like moves that will knock the price down by at least those amounts?
Oh, it certainly will, because it's a tax. It's not in the control of the global supply situation. It is a tax, a revenue stream for the government. So my problem is if you're going to do that now, you pay me now or pay me later, because it's going to come back to haunt you later rather than sooner. So we're just delaying the inevitable here.
You said earlier that rationing in the United States would represent a real problem. Let's circle back to that question. How close do you think the U.S. is to actually rationing gasoline?
Very, very close in the U.S. Northeast, and that's U.S. Northeast is where New York Harbor pricing is set. So, and that's where the Colonial Pipeline ends from supply of gasoline and diesel and jet fuel into the U.S. Northeast. So if that inventory level is very low, it's going to be very, very, very serious indeed insofar as prices are concerned.
And in your understanding, at what level would the rationing take place? At the wholesale level, at the retail gas pump? What would rationing actually look like on the ground?
It'd work out at the retail level. You can't really control the wholesale flow. That's a wholesale price that's set in North America. Locally, you'll have to set it at the retail level or at the commercial level when you get into the trucking industry.
At the gasoline pumps, in fact, right this moment, we're looking at a typical gasoline pump. And of course, a customer has the option of several different grades: premium, ultra premium, super deluxe premium, and regular, for instance. I assume we're seeing motorists migrate down to just good old regular gasoline at this point. Is that material at all, these different grades of gasoline?
The super unleaded or the 94 octane can't have any ethanol in it. So if people if they can go lower, they will. But the high performance vehicles have to use the super unleaded, which is about 15 cents a liter higher than regular.
Joe Biden, the U.S. president, is looking at gasoline prices and worrying a great deal if it might mean a slaughter in the U.S. midterm elections for the Democrats, because he will be blamed and the Democrats will be blamed for those high prices. What tools lie at the U.S. president's disposal to cool down gasoline prices?
Well, he's trying to do that by accessing the SPR, but that hasn't really had much an effect because he's accessing the strategic petroleum reserve, taking crude out of the domestic petroleum reserve and exporting it to Europe. He's doing the same thing with diesel and gasoline. He's exporting the stuff rather than keeping it domestic. So if I was him, I'd cool down the export side of it, even though it's trying to help out the Ukraine-Russia situation. But when push comes to shove, you know what, a politician, when he gets in a corner at election time, he's going to push back.